come for us. Una mambo, una mambo, una mambo, una mambo. I'm standing on the mountain top. Our people are the comforter. We'll shout it on the mountain high. Yeah. If Jesus be the comfort. Yeah. Yeah. Una mambo.
Come on in, you guys. Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to the Kristle Shanell Show. Now, you guys, we are using several cameras this afternoon, so welcome in, welcome in. So you will see us position our head in many ways, okay? Many positions because we have several cameras going at one time. Welcome to the Kristle Shanell Show. You guys, it's been a long time. I know it's been a long time, and I know you guys have been looking for me, right? You've been looking for me, so here I am. Here we go, okay? Dr. Kristle Shanell have been on and off the scene due to various reasons, right? However, I am grateful, very, very grateful to be back on the show with you guys. And I want to welcome in my dear new friend.
New friend.
Very new friend. And it's amazing, you guys, because it's so funny how you can meet someone and you know, we only been knowing each other for like what 5 days, pretty much.
We've been talking every day.
Pretty much. So we are excited. We have, or I have, author Adrian Tisdale in the studio with me on this beautiful day. Welcome in.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. You guys, you have no idea what happens behind the scene before we get started with this show. Oh my goodness. However, the menopause was pausing, and I'm telling you, I got my fan, just in case, because yeah, the sweat was coming off of me. Do you hear me? So you will see me with this fan every now and again, okay? And of course I have the fan on up in the ceiling. So Dr. Kristle Shanell is going to cool off in just a moment. But while I am cooling off, I am going to ask author Adrian to definitely introduce yourself to the listening audience.
Okay.
Tell them exactly who you are,
okay.
And we'll go from there.
Okay. My name is Adrian Tisdale, and I am a mortgage broker. I'm a licensed mortgage broker for the state of Georgia. I work for Motto Mortgage, Community Solutions.
Okay.
I have been putting people into homes for the last 40. I've been in the mortgage industry about 45 years now.
Very long time.
Very, very long time. So I've been putting a lot of folks into houses. I also write books. So I write children's books on finance. I wrote another book that's on Amazon.
Okay.
And that one is called Why Are Women So Gullible? So,
Okay.
yes, yes. And I have another book that I'm trying to finish, and I will be finished that, matter of fact, next week.
Awesome.
And that book is more pertained to this particular show
Okay.
in reference to the cancer.
Okay.
And that book is called Whispers of Hurt, and it's about a hurtful sister. And
Wow.
so basically that is something that I needed to do. You know how you get hurt by a family member and then you have to put pen to paper? And so that's what I had to do in order to get past the hurt, in order for my heart to start really healing.
That's it.
And basically, when you are suffering, you've had cancer, you've gone through a whole bunch of different scenarios, then you need to find a common place. You need to find a place of healing.
That's it.
And sometimes, believe it or not, family members are not always the healing place for you to go.
Look, family members, or it could be friends.
Yeah.
You know, it's so many different. It goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
It goes both ways. It really does. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
So I've been excited about being on the show. And from this show, we're going to be doing a lot more shows.
Yes.
Particularly about mortgages.
Yes.
And I'm excited about that because I get to tell the audience about how you can get a mortgage. And people always say, oh, you know, I'm not ready. My credit, I got 500 scores. We do down to 500 scores.
Wow.
Yes, we do.
500.
And I help people clean their credit up for free.
Wow.
So, you know, to me, a lot of people paying $3,000 and $4,000 and $5,000 to credit agent. And I'm not bashing any credit repair agency. I'm just telling you that we do it for free. For you.
Wow.
Because the money that you're using to pay to clean your credit up, you could be using for your down payment, your closing costs, and other such items that you need to do when you move into your home. So, yeah, so those shows, look forward to those shows coming up also as well.
Yes, you guys, and I am super excited. As she stated, she's definitely going to be back on the show before the month is out. She's going to be talking about mortgages and different things to help the community, right? 500 credit score, my God, today. So look, raise your hand, even though I can't see your hands, right? But raise your hand if you are one of those individuals. Well, hey, listen, your credit may not be 100%. Well, Miss Tisdale just told you that she can get you into a house with a 500 credit score. My God, today.
Yes, we can. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that for you.
Wow.
And also as well, we have different programs that we do. So if you are self-employed, I know a lot of self-employed borrowers say that they can't get into a house because they do their taxes and because they write off everything but the kitchen sink. Okay. And that's because you don't want to pay taxes. Right. But unfortunately, the government says if you don't pay taxes on that money, you can't buy a house.
Wow.
So we've come up with other alternative programs. We have a P&L program, which is a profit and loss statement you can use.
Okay.
You can also use bank statements you can use. So we have 1099s you can use. We have several different means of, you know, perfecting your income so you still qualify without having to use your tax returns.
Wow. Because
a lot of people, you know, I always tell people it's not what you make, it's what you keep. So I have a lot of customers that come to me, they make $500,000 a year, but when I get their tax return, it says they only make 50 because they go by your adjusted gross income.
Okay.
And you have to look at it this way. You know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Once you eat the cake is gone. So you
one bite at a time.
You can't have it both ways. Yeah. So if you make $500,000 and then you writing it off on your tax return saying you spent it on this and that, this and that, this and that, they're looking at your bottom line, your adjusted gross income, saying, okay, if you only have $50,000 left, that's all you have to qualify for a mortgage. So
wow.
So it's really
wow. So you guys, if you are one of those individuals that are, you know, in need of assistance as far as, you know, getting a home and things of that nature, please feel free to call the show at 770-715-7949. Again, the number is 770-715-7949. And just when you call in, you just let us know that hey, I am one of those individuals. I was listening to the show, and I have a 500 credit score, or 525, or 550, whatever it is, and we will make sure we go ahead and get you the assistance that you are in need of. Okay.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
Before we change the subject, the government has a lot of down payment assistance programs going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
FHA has 100% financing. So you can qualify for that. You need 100%. A 620 score, 640 score for that. But you can get, just like VA has 100% financing, FHA also has a 100% financing program as well. So a lot of times people say, well, I don't have my down payment. Well, give us a call. We're going to get you in the house.
Awesome. And thank you so much for sharing that information. You guys, today is March the 1st of 2026. And let me just tell you, January and February has been pure hell. But at the end of the day, we are here at March the 1st. And I am super excited. Actually, today, the month of March is Multiple Myeloma Awareness Month, as well
as Kidney Cancer
Awareness Month. Okay, so you are looking at two survivors. That's right. We're still here, so we're survivors. Okay, we're still surviving. Okay, so you're looking at two survivors. Me personally, I'll start and share my story. I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is a blood and bone cancer. I am very grateful to be alive. Let me just say that. We wanted to really focus on this topic today, again, because March the 1st, which is today, is the first day of Multiple Myeloma Awareness Month, as well as Kidney Cancer Awareness Month. And we're going to be kind of talking about this topic, or cancer per se, for the month, and some other things for the month of March. So prepare yourself. Make sure you tune in with us. You'll get the invite and different things of that nature, or you'll see me just pop on for this show. So as far as a little bit about my story, my testimony, I got married and divorced in the pandemic. My husband went to Nigeria, married someone else, left me in $100,000 worth of debt in the middle of a cancer diagnosis. Okay, can I tell you that stress,
yes,
and many other things can cause cancer, right? So I got diagnosed with multiple myeloma. I had a broken back. I had a broken chest wall. I had broken ribs. I had 10 tumors and lesions. I had dreadlocks to my butt. I lost my locks due to chemo last year. I had blood transfusion, platelet transfusion. I also had to use a wheelchair walker. I remember there was a time when my mom and my son was trying to guide me up my steps, and I tell you, I just had a breakdown. I had a breakdown because I could not walk up my steps. And going and remembering that journey has been very, very interesting, but at the same token, I'm very, very grateful, very, very grateful to be alive. I also had a transplant on March the 3rd of last year. So in 2 more days will be my 1-year transplant celebration, right? So I am grateful to God for everything that he has done for me. I want to encourage those that are not one of those individuals that do not want to go to the doctor. If you're feeling aches and pain and different things of that nature,
you need to go to the doctor.
You need to go to the doctor.
And when I tell you my story, you'll understand why.
Yeah, you need to go to the doctor. And me personally, I have been being watched for multiple myeloma since, I want to say 2006, if I'm not mistaken, or 2016. I have to get the dates right because listen, after I turned 40, I realized I have to eat blueberries, things of that nature for this memory. But I think it was 2006 or 2016. They've been watching me for a very long time. But needless to say, we have to really, really, really focus on our health. It is very important for us to focus on our health and go to the doctor, because a little pain or whatever, like author Tisdale stated, when you hear her story, she'll share more and you'll understand the reason why she tell you to go to the doctor, why we tell you to go to the doctor, get yourself checked. A lot of times with multiple myeloma, there's a lot of back pain and different things of that nature. And I'm telling you, I tell people all the time, I'm very grateful because going through multiple myeloma, that pain is unbelievable. I and I don't like to say what I have, right? So I'm gonna say what the doctor diagnosed me with, right?
Yes.
The doctor diagnosed me with arthritis and fibromyalgia in the past, and I'm telling you, arthritis, fibromyalgia, and having a baby feels amazing.
Yeah.
Compared to multiple myeloma.
Wow.
Okay. And I am so grateful to God to be number one, in the forefront of my life, the head of my life, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm telling you, that multiple myeloma is just no joke when it comes to the pain. So I'm just grateful for, his love and his kindness, that he brought me through that process, and don't want to ever experience that again. Don't want to ever experience that again. Now they tell you that that particular cancer, there's no cure, but I tell them the devil is a liar.
God,
okay,
Jesus
is the cure.
God is the cure.
Jesus is the cure.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, that's a little bit about Dr. Kristle Shanell's story and testimony, and I'm going to give the floor to author Tisdale so that she can share her story and testimony.
I wound up with kidney cancer. Cancer runs in my family. My grandmother died from it.
Wow.
My mom had ovarian cancer, and I had an uncle that had lung cancer. So cancer rapidly runs in my family. But they always say it kind of like skips a generation or whatever the case may be. But kidney cancer is not something that runs in our family. And so I was kind of shocked when I wound up with kidney cancer. Ultimately, I wound up with kidney cancer basically from taking medication.
Wow.
It was, when Xantex and, I had acid reflux, and I was taking that for over 20 years.
Wow.
And I didn't even realize that this medication was making me sick. It was taking care of the acid reflux, but it was making me sick. So the reason why it's so important to go to the doctor, because I was going for my checkup. I was doing a checkup at that time. And when I do the checkup, and hold on to your seat, because in 4 months, June 22nd, I will be 70 years old.
That's right. Hold on to your seat. Because when I tell you, you don't look one day of 70 years old.
So
wow,
I always get
a blessing.
Yes, I always get my checkups. And so I was going through a battery of checkups, and then I went, and the doctor sent me for my x-rays and everything, and they put me in a machine. And in the middle of the examination, he stopped and he said, you're going to have to go back to your doctor's office. So I'm saying, why? What's going on? And those x-ray technology, technicians, they won't tell you what the problem is.
They say doctor has to.
They say your doctor has to talk to you. So I said, well, okay, I'll call him in a couple of days. And he said, no, you have to go now. And so when I went back to the doctor's office, he took me in the back room and he said, you have a mass on your kidneys. So he says that we have to get you in right away to see what that mass is. And ultimately what they discovered was I had cancer.
Wow.
So I had to go through all of them emotions and roller coaster ride and everything else to get myself together.
Ride for sure.
But the great thing about it is they caught it in time.
Great.
But I had to have major surgery. So half of my kidney is gone. And so I had to have major surgery. They cut me from my navel to my back. Wow. And they had to take out half of my kidney.
Wow.
Now, I can tell you that I was not experiencing the pain from the cancer, because evidently it didn't, manifest to that, to a larger growth where it was causing me pain. But I can tell you that I went through, oh my God. So after I had the surgery, I was in bed for 9 months.
Wow.
9 months I was in bed. I couldn't hardly get up. I couldn't hardly move.
Wow.
And it was due to the surgery.
Wow.
Now, I'm not going to bash any hospital because I went to Emory, but it's about the doctor that you use. I had one of the best surgeons that they claim that is supposed to be in the country. He's the best surgeon and everybody always wants him. And he did, to me, I guess, a great job in getting the cancer out. But this particular doctor, he sewed me up and sent me home with 6 pain pills. Six. Imagine being cut from your navel all the way around to your back of your spine.
With 6 pain pills.
And they got hundreds of staples in you.
Jesus.
And the doctor sends you home with 6 pain pills. And then you're not really thinking much of it because you're thinking that they're going to call a prescription, they're going to refill, or whatever the case may be. So I called his office. They told me that that doctor does not believe in medication.
Wow.
So I will tell you this, that you need to make sure you do. Instead of the doctor interviewing you, you need to interview the doctor and find out that doctor's bedside manner, what they believe in, what they don't believe in. Evidently, this is a foreign doctor, and he feels like you shouldn't be using any kind of pain medication or whatever the case may be. So ultimately, what happened, it was so traumatic for me, and I went through a lot of pain. I wound up passing out in my living room because I was in such excruciating pain. They had to rush me to the hospital, and then the hospital rushed me back to Emory, and then they had to keep me for 5 more days on pain management IV before they can even let me go home.
Wow.
And so that part of it, I don't think I would have suffered as much if I had a different doctor.
Yeah.
If I had a doctor that was caring enough to take care of my needs.
Yeah.
He was more concerned about, oh, well, you know, I don't want you to get addicted to drugs. And but you can't categorize every Black person you see as being a drug addict, or they're going to get addicted to drugs. Okay.
It can happen to anybody.
Yeah, it can happen to anybody. That's not your call.
Yeah.
But you can't cut somebody from their navel to their spine and then send them home
with six pain pills.
6 pain pills.
Unbelievable.
So ultimately what happened, I was in the bed, I couldn't get up. I was hunched over because I also developed scar tissue. That's another issue. When you have major surgery, you're going to develop scar tissue. Scar tissue is so painful. It is, I mean, it had me bent over. Like I had a hunch in my back. I couldn't sit straight up. I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah. I
couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. It was so degrading. It was so difficult to even do anything. Okay. And so basically I will tell you what saved me was a massage therapist.
My Lord.
Okay.
A simple massage.
You know, people always say
my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. People always say, you know, that's just for luxury. You're going to get, you know, a Swedish massage. No, baby. No, baby. I'm telling you that I went from sitting in a wheelchair to standing straight up, able to walk.
That's it.
Okay. And that massage therapist took care of my scar tissue. There was some kind of instrument because they wanted me to come back for another surgery to get rid of the scar tissue, and I didn't want to do it. So he said, you know, Miss Tisdale, he said, don't even worry about it. He said, I can take care of that scar tissue for you. I said, how you going to do that? He said, do you trust me? I said, yeah. So he used this instrument that he had and broke up all of the scar tissue under the skin. I was able to stand straight up. I mean, and that man worked my muscles, because if you're in bed for 9 months, you can't hardly walk, your muscles atrophied, and you know, you have a difficult time. You have a difficult time.
Yeah.
And so I was getting on that table religiously twice a week. He was coming, he was working my muscles, he was doing all kinds of stuff. He was doing my stretches and everything else. Then I got down to once a week. And I can tell you that if you are a female and you are going through any kind of medical trauma, aches and pains or whatever, get your massage therapist.
That's
I
it.
know that people say, "Oh, I can't afford it. I can't afford it." I'm telling you that you cannot not afford it.
That's it.
Because I would be still in that wheelchair, bent over, not able to get up, to move around, to walk, to do anything, to not to be who I am today.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really so special. I'm just telling you that a massage therapist targets the muscles. It keeps your blood flowing. That's another thing. Your blood is being pumped to the vital organs that you need for it to be pumped to, so you can get better. He's helping with the muscle pain and everything, the back pain. And like I said, it was a miracle that happened to me. And I didn't care what it cost. I was gonna pay for that massage. If I didn't pay for anything else, if I didn't eat, I didn't have my snacks, I didn't have anything. I was gonna make sure I had money to pay for that massage therapist.
That's it.
And then I found out the doctor wrote me a RX prescription. And I didn't know that. So he wrote me an RX prescription the same way they would write it for drugs, so that I can turn into my insurance company and get reimbursed.
That's a blessing.
For that. So it's really, really important. It's important that you take care of yourself. It's important because if I did not go to the doctor on a regular basis, I would have never knew I had cancer. Until it just manifested.
Far too late.
Yeah, it was far too late.
Yeah.
And so it is just so, so important. As women, we take care of everybody but ourselves. We take care of our husbands, our kids. We take care of our animals better than we take care.
Listen, I love animals, but
we take care of everybody better than ourselves.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You know what? It wasn't until a couple of years ago that I decided to be selfish. I just recently got separated from my husband, and I'm happy. Not like, what, he's a good man. He really is. I would not speak bad about him. He's really, really a good man. But I had to, for some reason, I had to start putting myself first. I'm going to be 70 years old. And I've been married all my life. I was married to him over 45 years.
Wow.
And I woke up one day and I said, God, I need to be able to take care of myself. I need to be able to put myself first. And a lot of times as women, we don't put ourselves first enough. We take care of too many people and we wind up suffering. And so I said, you know what? Let me do this. But you know what? It's like, really, we're not separated because he's at my house every day.
So y'all might as well get back together.
He's at my house every day. He has his own apartment, but he's at my house every single day.
Wow.
But it's just wonderful. It's one, and I pray to God, and I'm so grateful that I'm still here. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy, and for me to be able to reach the age of 70 and 4 months, that is a major feat for me because in our family, all of the women die young.
Yeah.
And so my grandmother died at 65. My mother died at 63.
Wow.
All with cancer.
Wow.
And then my sister, my eldest sister, she died when she was 52 years old.
Wow.
Yes, she died when she was 52 years old. She had a major heart attack.
Jesus.
And believe it or not, this is something that I need to say. She died on the toilet. Her heart exploded.
What?
Yes. So I tell people all the time, if you are having some difficulty going to the bathroom, do not continue to push and bear down. We had no idea that will explode your heart, particularly if you have some weight on you. Okay? You should not do that. You should get up and walk and try to walk it down or take something or whatever the case may be.
Wow.
But I never knew that you could die from going to the bathroom.
My God.
Yes, it did. What happened was they said she was constipated and she was trying to go to the bathroom and she bared down and it exploded her heart.
Jesus,
and
just
so
imagine.
So she died at 52 years old. And I will tell you that because I was overweight as well. I was 500 something odd pounds and I've lost over 200 something pounds.
Come
I
on.
was happy about that.
Come on.
But you know what? I was holding my breath. I really was. When my sister died at 52 years old, I was 50.
Wow.
And by God, I was holding my breath every single year. I was holding my breath because I said, you know what, I'm next. Everybody's just knocking off in the family. And I had to pray on it. And then I had to stop holding my breath. I said, God has you here for a reason.
That's it.
And so you need to stop holding your breath.
That's it.
And kind of go from there. But I can tell you that I thought that cancer was going to kill me, but it didn't. He brought me through. He brought me through. I'm telling you, he brought me through.
That's it.
And it's about, when you have cancer, I'm going to tell you, it's about positivity. You have to have a positive spirit.
Yes.
You cannot let the cancer beat you with a negative spirit.
And the fear.
Yes.
Because that's what got me in the beginning. Fear.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my goodness. The fear came over. I can't even begin to explain. It was like, thinking, okay, number one, I'm going to die. Number two, who's going to be here for my son? It was just a lot of thoughts, who's going to be here for my mother and my father, my nieces and nephews. And, it was just a lot of thoughts, 24/7 thoughts. But when you change your mindset, and like you said, just focus on the positive, then positive things will happen, right?
It will.
And thank you for sharing this about your sister and the situation that happened there.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I never believed that.
Oh my God. I've never heard such a thing.
Yeah. And then the doctor told me that. He said, he says that a lot of people don't know that if you continue to bear every time you
go to the
restroom and you can't pass your waist, and every time you're bearing down, you're weakening your heart. And because it's squeezing the heart, is weakening the heart.
Yes.
And he said he's not supposed to do that. But another thing that you can do that we don't do, that Africans do, we don't go to the bathroom properly. The way the way you sit on a toilet, it's really, really important. They have those fit stools. That you need to brace your feet on, and so your body aligns properly, so it can release the waste from the body. Yeah, we don't. We sit on a toilet, we bend over, we do all kinds of crazy nonsense. All kinds of crazy nonsense, and that's not the proper way to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
So that's another big issue. You have to learn the proper way to relieve your waste. And that's really, really important. But
and let me state this as well for those that are may have an issue, right, going to the restroom. Okay, there are so many different natural organic teas that you can drink on a daily basis to allow you to use the restroom properly, as well as getting in our fruits and vegetables and different things of that nature. Also, for me personally, before I was 330 pounds.
Okay.
So I lost 115 pounds, I believe it was. And at the end of the day, when I lost the weight, then I had to start chemo. So between chemo, menopause, hormones, medication, some unhealthy eating due to grieving and all these types of different things, I started to gain the weight back. So now it's like, okay, I don't know where this stomach come from, but anyway.
Mine has been going down.
I decree and declare in the name of Jesus that this stomach will be gone 2026, okay? And I decree and declare that it's not going to come back. However, colonics.
Yes. Oh yeah, I do. Yes.
So I have a holistic doctor, and she's in Roswell, Georgia. And needless to say, I went on a 24-week program. Okay, so every week I was getting colonics done. So I did the first 12 weeks, and then I did another 12 weeks. And I'm telling you, and of course other things, other detoxing and things of that nature, and the weight came off. Okay. Also, I partner with several doctors, holistic doctors, and several herbalists. So, with all of that, and then of course I did organic and plant-based for 1 year. Okay. And that got the weight off of me. I mean, I'm telling you, I didn't have any cravings, and I'm a sugar eater. I love sweets, I love bread, and I love pasta. Okay.
Oh my God.
But when I went in at that time, when I was doing the organic plant-based diet, I went in the store and I looked at the cakes, the pies, the cookies. You're the devil, you're demonic. That's how I had to just, talk to them as I went down the aisles, right?
And
but
I read everything now.
But I didn't, that's it. It's
that's
very important.
Because when you go to the grocery store and you're picking up items, you will be surprised how much salt and how much sugar that they put in those items, and then you wonder why. Sugar. That's right, it's added sugar. Yeah, you wonder why you can't stop eating it.
Yeah,
they putting stuff in there.
So it's like 28. What is it? 28 grams? Is it grams of sugar, and then the added sugar is another 50.
Then the added sugar.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
Can you imagine?
So yeah, and you have to get your water in. You have to get all of that stuff in that we don't normally do.
Very important.
People drink a lot of, juices and sodas and stuff, and they forget about the water. You need to actually have that water. But I'm just
walking.
Yes.
Exercise. At least the bare minimum. If you can't do anything else, go outside and walk. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour. Every little bit helps. And then also what people don't realize, me being a therapist and a life coach, I always tell people, go outside and get you some vitamin D because it's important. And you need that.
And you know what? That was something that I was having a problem with. I was going through, because I do suffer with depression sometimes. Yeah. And I will admit that. A lot of people do, but they won't admit it.
They won't admit it.
Okay. So the reason why that is because the doctor said I was not getting enough vitamin D.
That's it.
And I didn't understand that. And so a lot of people that suffer with depression, or you feel like you're in a bad mood, you can't get that, you can't get out of that funk, it's because you're not getting enough vitamin D.
Yeah.
The vitamin D comes from the sun.
That's it.
Okay. You have to be outside to get it.
Yeah.
So because I work inside mostly because I'm a mortgage broker, I don't go outside that often. Yeah. I really, really don't. So he told me to get a light. So what I did was purchase red light therapy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. It's like euphoric. It really is.
Yeah.
I do red light therapy about 3 times a week.
That's it.
And it's like, oh my God, it's like my whole outlook, I'm so happy. It's changed quite a bit. And it's just from doing red light therapy. Now, you need to get red light therapy. You can go to Amazon or any website to get it to me, whatever, to get your red light therapy. Don't do like I did originally. I went to a doctor and wanted to pay them a whole bunch of money.
I did that too.
The red light therapy.
Yeah.
But then I found out, you know what? Let me get my own red light therapy. So I have a massage room at my house. It's set up with my table, everything. I also have a portable sauna in my house with my red light therapy in my sauna.
That's it.
So I make sure that I do that about 3 times a week. And I will be happy to say I lost 25 pounds in the last, 6 weeks.
Wow.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Yes, I lost 25 pounds.
Congratulations.
So I'm on this journey. I need to be able to lose the weight for me to be happier.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so to go from there. But I don't want to go back up to where I was in terms of the weight, because it really inhibits you, and a lot of times it slows you down. A lot of times we as women, we say, well, we don't care, I don't care what weight I am. If they don't like it, too bad. But you don't really mean that. You're saying
because you can't get the weight off right at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I used to say the same thing. I said, I don't care whoever don't like this luscious body the way it is. I said, but it's not about somebody else. It's about me, my comfort zone, being able to walk,
breathe.
And that's right. And breathe and not. And then that's another thing. If you are heavier, you have a problem with the steps. You're scared of the steps. You're scared of different things because you think you're going to fall. Yeah. That kind of stuff. When you're in better shape, then it's not as traumatic for you to do things and to get around and that sort of type thing.
I'm telling you, Miss Tisdale, when I gained this weight back and trying to go up my steps, I counted my 15 steps. Huffing and a puffing when I get up there to the top step. So definitely, my goal is to get this weight back off of me because I am not excited at all.
Well, I will tell you that I decided to get a dog.
What kind of dog did you get?
She's German Shepherd.
I love it.
I got her when somebody was mistreating her, and I got her at 5 months old. So she's just clingy, clingy, clingy to
Of
me.
course, of course.
But Zoe keeps me hopping. I will tell you that, believe it or not, I said, I'm rescuing this dog, but really, truthfully, the dog rescued me.
Wow.
It put me in a better spirit. I have to get up to take her out, and I have to. And I clean up behind her because she's bad. She's got all of these toys in her toy box. Wow. Yeah, and so she just makes a mess of the house. So I'm constantly cleaning up behind her. But you know what? I don't mind. I'm happy. I'm happy with Zoe.
And and let me say this, because I know that a lot of people do have pets for emotional support and things of that nature. Now, I'm allergic to cats and dogs. Okay. And when I got my son tested, he was allergic to cats and dogs as well. But of course, he's been around cats and dogs more so than myself. So we had this little cat, little Bella, here for a while. And when I tell you, it was something for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, my eyes were swollen. I was coughing, choking, gagging, sneezing. You know what I mean? So I like to see them, but I like them to go home to their destination. And not in here, you know what I mean? And my son, he was upset with me not long ago because he got another cat and he wanted to bring the cat. And I'm like, you can't bring this cat. I'm allergic to this cat. I don't want to start back coughing and sneezing and eyes bloodshot red and eyes swollen and all of that.
Yeah, if you're allergic,
it's too much.
It's too much. But
yeah, it's too much.
I tell you, I grew up with animals. I can remember, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and my mom, she used to bring home every stray cat and dog.
Wow.
One time we had 11 dogs. We had like 3 cats.
And you gotta take those things to the vet.
And she did.
We don't. She took.
And she did. And guess what? And we had a call for a sneeze. She said, "Go upstairs and lay down. You be okay." Like that dog. One of them dogs. She was like taking them to the animal hospital on a regular.
Wow.
My mother loved animals.
Little Bella was so expensive. I told my son, I said, listen, this is your pet. This is not my pet.
They can be, very expensive because on Zoe, when I first got her, when she was 5 months old, I had to spend $350 to get that girl straight. I had to give her shots. She had to be dewormed. She had to have, it was like a lot because
that's a light bill, a phone bill.
But if somebody mistreats an animal when they come to you, you know, you have to get them squared away. Yeah. And I did, and she's just, girlfriend is spoiled now. She just
it's too funny. My
she's spoiled.
When we took Bella to the vet, $300 something. I told my son, I said, okay, I'm paying for this thing this time, but you're gonna give me my money back, because I'm not paying $300 something for no pet.
And to feed a pet is expensive because you can get cheap dog food, but my Zoe, she knows the difference. She don't eat junk food. She won't eat cheap dog.
Unbelievable.
And I asked the doctor, I said, you know what? I said, I buy this bag of dog food. And after a while, she won't eat it no more. So I have to switch it to another dog food. And I switched at least 5 or 6 times. And then finally, she told me, she said, no, I had to go start buying live food for Zoe. Wow. So, you know how much live food is out of the refrigeration that they have is real meat that you buy for a dog. Wow. And so I have to I kind of trick her though. I get a little bit of the meat because it's very expensive. And squish it into the dry dog food. Okay. And then she'll eat it. Like that. She'll eat it. But no, you're not getting a whole chunk of live food because that's just, And she's spoiled. If I don't fix her food properly, she won't eat it.
Wow.
But she's very protective and she's something else. She's, she warms my heart. She really does. That's good. She brings a lot of brightness to my day.
That's good. So that just goes to show that you guys, mental wellness, self-care is extremely important.
It's important.
You have to do what works best for you, in a healthy manner. As I always tell people to heal well, grieve well, it's very important. We have to focus on the mind. We have to focus on the body. We have to focus on the soul.
Exactly.
And we have to focus on the spirit, right? You can't have one without the other. So I encourage you to make sure you go outside, get you some walking in, you guys. Again, it helps with the depression, it helps with suicide, it helps with the anxiety attacks,
Yes, it does.
panic attacks, PTSD, the whole nine. Walking, and then the other thing, music.
Oh yeah,
Music is therapy.
It is.
As I always tell people, listen to your music, and that's
Look.
what I do 24/7.
And you know what is so important in reference to music? You know what
Mhm.
I started doing in my house? Because, I always have the TV on.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what? I'm turning this TV off. So I turned the TV on and was playing music and I was cleaning up.
Mm-hmm.
You would be surprised how
Whole
much
house
exercise I was getting from
Mm-hmm.
jumping to the music and,
Mhm.
and cleaning up the house.
That's it.
It was like, and then I went online because under that food program that I was on, they have the calories for everything that you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you know that if you clean your house, it's 300 calories that you are
Burning.
burning?
Okay, so I gotta do that. I did
Yeah,
that before you came, but I'm gonna do it again.
It's like I was really shocked.
Yeah, that's
It's
good.
like
That's
it's
good.
300 calories that you're
Yeah.
burning
Yeah.
just by cleaning up the house. And I'm saying, oh my God,
Wow. And thank you for sharing that. I never knew that.
yeah, it's a calorie counter. You
Mhm,
can put in every activity, even cooking food. If
Mhm.
you're in the kitchen cooking, it has a certain amount of calories that you burn. If you wash your dishes, if you wash your clothes,
Powerful.
it gives you a list of how many calories.
Mhm,
And so, what you do is, and people always ask me, how'd you lose so much weight? Well, I lost over 200 something odd pounds by weighing and measuring my food.
Mhm.
Okay. Or I count the calories of the food. And so people say, oh no, I can't get that. I'm not going to get full. That's not true. I used to
Mhm.
think that as well. But you wind up eating more food, having less calories, is what you eat. That's the most important.
Yeah.
If you cut out the potato chips and the junk food and all that kind of stuff and the cakes and pies and that kind of stuff, you can do that. But what I did do was substitute because I have a sweet tooth too.
Yeah.
So what I did was for my snack in terms of after I ate my meal, I wanted something sweet. I was eating
Sweet
fruit.
potato for me.
I was eating
Fruit or sweet potato.
Yes, if you eat one of those sweet
Mhm,
potatoes or
mhm.
either fruit,
Mhm.
then
It'll take the craving away.
it'll take that craving away
Mhm,
of wanting
mhm.
that piece of cake or
Yeah.
a piece of pie or whatever the case may be. And I made sure, and believe it or not, I was using Cool Whip.
Oh, me too. And they have those little what is it called? It's like a little cup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The little cup.
Mm-hmm.
The shortbread type of little cup.
Yeah.
And then you just take the Cool Whip and put it in there, or you can mix strawberries and blueberries.
And that's what I was doing,
Yeah.
mixing the berries together
Mhm,
and that
mhm.
sort of type thing.
Yeah.
And the Cool Whip, believe it or not, is only 5 calories for a couple of teaspoons of it.
I love it.
And it's really, and I said, well, you know
Yeah.
what? It depends upon how you fix your food,
Mhm.
what you eat. And when you have cancer or any other type illness, major illness, you still have to eat. You still have to force yourself to eat.
Yeah.
So you have to make things that are going to be, tasteful to your palate.
Yeah.
And that's what I
healthy.
had to, that's what I had to find out
Mhm.
what I was doing. But mostly I eat regular food,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to go on any kind of food program where I could starve myself, not eat regular food, and then after you start eating regular food and you start gaining the weight back.
Mhm.
I didn't want to do that. So I had to adjust it where I was eating regular food.
Okay.
And so I eat chicken, I eat fish, that sort of type thing. I don't like a lot of beef,
Mhm.
but believe it or not, the doctor that I went to, he said, you have to eat beef. And I said, what do you mean I have to eat beef? Evidently, he knows what he's talking about. He said, you need to eat beef at least once a week.
Mhm.
And I didn't understand why. But if you don't eat beef,
Mhm.
when you eat beef, guess what it does? It runs right through you.
Oh wow.
It pushes everything in your system out. Because the system is not used to the beef.
Mhm. Mhm.
And once you consume the beef, it's going to push everything else out. And so basically I was, say, okay, fine, I'll eat beef once a week, whatever that is. But mostly I'm a chicken and fish girl.
Yeah.
And then I do a lot of salads.
Okay.
I do a lot of salads with that,
Yeah.
and then I have the vegetables that go along with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was eating 4 ounces, and that's another thing that's real important for women that I learned along my journey to losing over 200 something odd pounds that people don't know. Women cannot process more than 4 ounces of protein at one time.
Mm.
And if you eat more than 4 ounces of protein at one time, it's going to go right to your hips. It's going right.
Well, I don't mind it going to my hips.
Well,
as long as they ain't going to my stomach.
Yeah, it's going to turn you're not going to be able to process it.
Wow.
So you need to you can have as much free vegetables as you want, 6, 8 ounces of any kind of, the vegetables and the salad.
Mm-hmm.
But men can process 6 to 8 ounces of protein at one time. We can process like 4 to maybe 6, depending upon the body that's eating. You have to figure that out for yourself. But you can't, like, if you have a great big old steak, like say you go to a restaurant, you're having a great big old steak.
Yeah.
Sitting on your plate. You cannot eat that whole steak. You can only eat a portion that fits in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
So you can eat that steak, but you have to wait until another 3 to 4 hours
before you eat something
you eat another portion of that steak. You can only eat so much of it at one time for it to process through the body. You have to give it time to process through.
Yeah.
And I found out a lot of helpful hints to help me to lose the weight, to keep the weight off, that sort of type thing. And so I'm really excited about that. Really, I am, because I've been trying so hard, and obesity runs in my family. And I mean, being 500 or 600 pounds is no joke.
Well, listen, they're probably running all our families. You know what I mean? Let's just be real about it. There's not everybody in the family just skinny.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm sure that we have a lot of people, that have, we got petite, we got medium size, and we got plus size, and whatever. We all have people in our family that are, I would say, I wouldn't say overweight. I don't like to use that
pleasingly
word.
Plump.
Pleasingly plump. That's it.
You gotta say pleasingly
plump. And I'm pleasingly plump. Today, okay? But this weight shall come back off of me. And we will continue our journey, together in Jesus' name.
We will continue our journey.
Yeah.
And it's been so nice meeting you.
Oh,
it's
same
like,
here.
oh my God. It's like we
here.
click.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's really important.
And one thing I want to share, last night we had a Black History pop-up shop at Invitations Event Suites in Lawrenceville, Georgia. My dear friend Tara Baker is the owner of that actual location, and there's a young lady, her name is Tiffany. She's going to be doing Zumba at her at Invitations Event Suite. So if you are in the Atlanta area and you would like to travel to Lawrenceville, Georgia, we will be doing Zumba 2 days. I think it's on a Thursday. I got to get the details, but I think it's on a Thursday. I believe it's at 7. Don't get me to tell no lies, okay? But I will get the flyer, and then I'll post it on my social media pages, so that if there's anyone that is interested in being a part of that Zumba class or classes, feel free to sign up. I know for sure it's $10 for everybody that wants to participate. Now, I used to do Zumba back in the days, and that's like one of my favorite things to do. But however,
when you get them knees, I would be honest with you guys. Okay, when you're a certain weight, you can't do so.
Can't do but so much. I'm telling you.
You can't.
Telling you.
And you can do it, but you got to do it in the water.
In the water, that's it.
You need to go do water aerobics, okay? Because I will tell you, when I was on my journey to lose 200 something odd pounds, 50 of my pounds dropped from doing water aerobics.
I love
it. So
it.
you can do Zumba, but you have to do it in the water.
Now, see, for me, I love the water, but I like to be in the sauna and the jacuzzi doing my exercises. I don't like the chill,
But that's
cold
yeah, I know.
water.
But look, let me tell you something. If you the if you like going in the sauna,
Mm-hmm.
you have to go from the sauna to
To
the
the
pool
pool. Mm-hmm.
because it puts the body in shock and you
Mm-hmm.
drop weight.
Oh,
And people
okay.
don't realize that. They say,
Okay.
okay, you
Okay.
have. Why do you think in Alaska people jump in the water? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that cold, icy water.
They can keep all of that. I ain't interested in none of that.
But you
I'm gonna
can,
drop the weight without
yeah.
jumping in that cold water.
But you can go from the pool to the sauna. You go from the sauna, from
Yeah.
no the
Yeah,
hot tub.
I
No,
see
the
the
hot,
hot
not the
tub.
hot. Yeah, you go from the hot tub and then you get in the pool,
Okay.
and then you stay in the pool for about 15, 20 minutes. And
And
you
go
get
back
to
in the hot tub. Mm-hmm.
and then you stay in the hot tub 5 or 10 minutes. You go back to the pool.
Yeah.
So
I
you
like
can
all that.
you can do that, or like I said, you can do water aerobics for about 40 minutes, and you're so light. I don't care how heavy you are in the water. You don't weigh anything.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
and
right.
you're able to jump up and down and do the exercise just like everybody else. That's why I tell you, if you are over a certain weight and you say you can't exercise, yes, you can.
Right.
Go to any local community center where they have a pool or whatever the case may be. A lot of them will be doing water aerobics,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can join in and do the water aerobics. That's going to also help you to drop some pounds, because I dropped 50 pounds on water aerobics.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'll stay in my jacuzzi and and I have an indoor and I like the sauna at the gym.
Yeah.
But then I also have the sauna as well. I create my house to be a spa. Okay.
Mine is
Yeah.
too. I have and believe it or not, that portable sauna,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be, when I first ordered it, I said, oh, this is going to be junk. But it wasn't.
I love
And
it.
it's not that expensive
Mm-mm.
at all. I thought it would be really, really expensive to have your own sauna. And the great thing about it is it's a portable sauna.
You can take it wherever.
you
Going
can
on
take
vacation.
Yeah, you can
take it with you.
You can take it
'Cause
down and
sometimes-
put it in the bag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Some of the, like, depending on which hotel or whatever that you're going to, some may have a sauna, some may not.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing to have,
Yeah.
if you're on vacation and
Yeah,
your location doesn't have one.
Well, I put it up in my massage room. So
Yeah, I
it's
love
like
it.
after I get my massages, he's gone. I jump right in that side.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
Just don't fall asleep in there.
No, but you know what? You can,
Mhm.
because it's set on a timer.
That's very true.
It's set on a timer.
That's
You need to
very
just
true.
make sure that you set the timer.
Right.
And if you do decide that you want to get a portable sauna, you need to start out with 15 minutes first.
Mhm,
Don't
mhm.
go in the sauna
Sitting there
and
for an hour.
for an hour, 45 minutes,
Mhm.
because you will be very lightheaded and
That's
you will
very
pass
true.
out.
That's
okay.
very true.
And if you
Drink a
also,
lot of water.
that's right. If you're gonna get in the sauna, you need to make sure you drink a lot of water
Drink a
before
lot of water.
you get in that sauna, because
Yeah.
it will, you'll be sweating.
Dehydration.
And so you start out with 15 minutes, you get used to it for about a week, and then you can go up to 20 minutes, then you can go to 30, and then if you want to stay to 45 minutes or hour, your body's used to it at that point in time.
Right.
But you have to graduate. You cannot just say, "Oh, I got this sauna, I'm gonna go in here for an hour." It won't. It won't let you do
And
it.
the next thing you know, you're at the hospital.
Yeah.
God forbid.
Yeah.
God forbid. But yes, so let me just ask, is there anything else, for example, that you want to share with the listening audience that we did not talk about thus far?
Well, I am going to list on my website for my books. Okay. And so that website is going to be I'm going to create this website. It's called Books and More. So it's going to be books. It's going to say books, BOOKNMORE.com.
Okay.
All of my books will be on that website. Now, the very important book that I'm very excited about is my children's series books.
Mhm.
I am writing a book for kids, and my first book is about a little girl, and it's about her trying to get a pearl for her mom. So what that book does is teach children about finance, money, or whatever. And it's for young kids. It's for kids that are 4 years old and up. So it's not a book of finance that's going to be difficult for kids to grasp. And one of the things that we need to do that we don't do, particularly in minority communities, we don't teach our kids enough about money and finance.
That's true.
And the reason why I say that is because I've been 45 years in the mortgage industry. I have a lot of people that come to me that don't know anything about finance. And these are grown adults. They don't know anything about credit. They don't know anything about saving money. I have people that come to me constantly, and it's not embarrassing, but I'm just telling you, I have people that come to me, their checking account is always negative. I mean, they live from paycheck to paycheck. And I understand that if you have a limited income, it prevents you from doing certain things. But I can teach you how to do that and not have negativity in your checking account. Or if you're going to do that, what I tell people is that you need to have your direct deposit go to one account. You need to have a second account that you swipe your debit card. If it's negative, it's negative. Okay. But you need to have one account that you use for finances that when you send it over to the lender or whoever you're going to be applying for a loan with, that they don't see very negative things in your account, because that will impact your ability to be able to obtain a mortgage loan. And it's really, really so important. So I will have a lot of different websites up, and as we do the other shows about the mortgages, I will give you a lot of pertinent information about the do's and don'ts. Just also with your credit, and I'll tell you just one little tidbit. Did you know, like a lot of people, they don't check their credit. If you go to annualcreditreport.com, they give you free credit every year. You don't have to pay anybody. You can get all three bureaus, and they will give you a copy of your credit profile. The first thing I tell people, believe it or not, your score will go up 30 to 40 points if you just clean off the junk.
Right.
So one of the things that people don't realize is, like, when you apply for credit, people will spell your name wrong. So if they spell your name wrong, an alias goes on your credit profile. So every time you apply for anything, if they're not putting in your correct information, it piles up as an alias. And guess what? You lose credit scores
for that,
for those aliases. If they transpose your social security number, now you have an AKA social security number on your credit profile. Your score will drop because you have that. You have all of these addresses on. You have your address, you have your mama's address, you have your sister's address, your cousin's address. Places. You got 20, 30 different addresses because you apply for credit at your mama's house. You apply for it. Let's be real. You apply for credit at your sister's house, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
All of that's on your credit profile. And all of that decreases your credit score. And the reason why it does is because the credit bureau, when you go through all of the different credit bureau agencies, they're looking for imperfections in your credit report that tell them that they don't know who you are. And so what they do is continuously lower your score to keep you from buying. So you have less buying power. So the first thing I tell people to do, look at your credit, remove, I don't care whether you did apply at your sister's house, so I don't care whether they transpose your social security number. If you send a copy of your driver's license and a copy of your social security card to the credit bureau and tell them, remove everything that does not pertain to this address and this social security, they're required by law to remove that. Okay. So once they remove it, then your credit report will focus, and you will wind up having better credit. And also, too, when you apply for a mortgage loan, if you have all these different addresses, lenders don't like that because they think that something hanky-panky's going on. So that's why I tell people, look, let's clean up the credit. And so after we clean up the credit, we get rid of all of the junk. Then you can sort of like go to the area of, okay, now let's work on the real credit issues. So let's get it to the place where your score is going to start traveling up, okay, in terms of that. Also, too, get a credit card. Even if you can't get a regular credit card, get a prepaid credit card for about $500. But guess what? Don't get the credit card and then spend $499 on a $500 credit card. Okay, if you're trying to get a mortgage, You get that credit card and you let it sit and maybe put $10 on it, go to the gas station, get some gas, and then you pay it off. Do not let a $500 credit card go above $100 because it will do more damage to your credit than good. It won't help it. But we can talk about all of that another time. Yeah. But I'm so happy to have been on this show. I'm real happy.
So grateful that you have been here, and we are definitely looking forward to having author Adrian Tisdale back on the Kristle Shanell Show Network. Also, just want to give a couple of reminders. Number one, if you are interested in being a guest on the show, please feel free to reach out. You can visit the website at www.thekristleshanellshow.com. Or if you are interested in being a sponsor, if you would like to do any marketing, advertising, things of that nature, we'll be more than happy to share the detailed information with you in regards to doing that. Also, want to make mention of upcoming events that we will be having at Invitations Event Suite. Of course, you can always visit my social media pages for that information. If you are interested in having any type of event in Lawrenceville, Georgia, you can definitely reach out to Tara Baker at Invitations Event Suite, and I'll let her know that Dr. Kristle Shanell referred you, okay? Any type of event, as long as it's in decency and in order, she'll be more than happy to assist.
Like a book signing.
That's right. That's right. And we will definitely have a book signing as well. I do an event which is called Meet the Authors. I've been doing that for, my God, probably about 15 years. And it's a very successful event that we have a couple times throughout the year, and looking forward to have you as one of the Meet the Author authors in the near future. Let me see. Was there anything else? Are we leaving out anything?
No, we're not. Oh, but you can. Anyone else that's interested in mortgages, okay, you can go to my website, which is mottogmortgage.solution. So that's MOTTO mortgage, MORTGAGE.solutions, SOLUTIONS. So you can go to that website. There's going to be a lot of information on there. My phone number is 678-206-3415 if you need to get in contact with me. Or you can call the show, and just in case you don't write it down, you forget, you can call the show.
Absolutely.
And she will always have my information to get in contact with me. But don't wait. Home ownership, wealth is in the earth. I keep trying to tell our folks that even back as far as slavery, the wealth was if you own land.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we're not doing that anymore. We're not, being part of the land growth. Okay. Yeah. You need to own a piece of property. You need to get, you need to train your kids, and instead of telling them, okay, when you get 18, you need to get your own apartment. No, when you get 18, you need to buy your own house.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
They can buy a little condo. It doesn't have to be anything expensive.
That's it.
Because I started out that way. I bought a townhouse when I was young. I was real young when I bought my first townhouse. And I have two boys, and I had them buy houses, when they were young. So basically what you want to do is get kids in the habit of purchasing.
That's it.
Instead of them renting, throwing their money away. Because when you buy a townhouse, it builds equity, or a condo, even a small house. It builds a certain amount of equity. That's not their forever home. That's just their first purchase. And then if they want something bigger, if they decide to get married, they have a lot of equity already built up in that house. They can sell it. They can rent it out for additional residual income. So it's a lot that they can do to be successful in the terms of being financially stable. And that's what it's going to be all about.
Yeah. Awesome. And thank you so much for sharing that. You guys, also what I want to let you know that if you are one of those individuals and you're having health challenges, and listen, I tell people, okay, we're all, more respect to all of the doctors, the
Mm-hmm.
traditional doctors, right? And I am so grateful for Emory, because Emory took
Yes.
great care of me. Okay, nothing in regards. I don't have anything negative to say about Emory. Okay, Emory Hospital took good care of me, but I also like to make sure that I incorporate the holistic side as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very big on that. So I want to just make mention of one of the doctors that is on my medical team, and her name is Dr. Justina Awani. Okay, she is actually doing holistic nutrition counseling. Okay, so it's $10 for 15 minutes. We got $20 for 30 minutes, $30 for 45 minutes, and then it's $40 for 60 minutes. Okay, let me just share this. The cost is not that expensive at all, and she's not one of those individuals that she's about taking people's money. She really wants to be a blessing to others and assist others with their true health challenges that they may be having. Okay, so if you are dealing with cholesterol, you're diabetic, going through a cancer diagnosis, high blood pressure, whatever that may look like for you, right? I encourage you to definitely reach out to her. And I am going to, and she's in Atlanta, Georgia as well. Okay, I'll share her number, which is 770-771-4633. Again, that number is 770-771-4633. Okay, and let her know that you heard about her from the Kristle Shanell show. Let her know that Dr. Kristle Shanell sent you to her. Okay, so let's really get serious for 2026. We want to be able to live a long healthy life. Okay, I want to be here till I'm 150 years old.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I mean,
too.
why not?
Oh,
200,
yeah.
whatever.
But I want to be healthy.
That's
I
it.
want to be able to walk around. I want
That's
to be
it.
able to be healthy. I want to be able to do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
That sort of type thing.
Yeah.
And not, be inhibited by walking around, a wheelchair or something, because
Or
not
can't
doing,
breathe.
yeah, or
Yeah.
I'm not doing the things that I need to do to maintain my health.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, God always reminds us that if we take one step, He'll take
the
two.
other. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
So I always tell people, you have to put your faith where it's supposed to be.
That's it.
You're supposed to put that faith there. And I always swear by it. Because He has answered me more than that. Matter of fact, He's probably tired of me. He's probably saying, golly, Jesus, this woman talks to me every day. She's asking me for something every single day.
Hilarious. So, one other thing that I want to mention, a lot of times, again, when I do my shows, I always encourage people to, a lot of people have life insurance on their jobs. Okay, but listen, when you lose that job,
you don't have life insurance.
You don't have life insurance anymore. Okay. So I want to encourage you that if you are one of those individuals that you have it on your job, you may or may not have it on your job, but I want to always encourage you to have life insurance outside of your job. Okay, and if you are one of those individuals, again, I would ask for you to call the show. Okay, we do life insurance, we do wills, we do all the things that you could possibly think of to assist you. We talk about your financial house, getting your financial house in order. So we want to make sure that that is done for 2026. It's very embarrassing to see our people pass away. There's no will, there's no life insurance.
And then they have
GoFundMe.
Yeah, they have to do a GoFundMe.
And thank God for GoFundMe. And the people that want to donate.
Fish fry,
chicken dinners, hot dog dinners.
All that kind of stuff, because they didn't have the money that they needed to be buried.
Yeah. So let's try to
really important.
Not try. I don't like to use the word try, but let's do better.
Yeah.
For 2026 and moving forward.
Well, I don't like that word try, because I always say try is to fail.
That's it.
You got to do.
You got to do it. Got to do it. Got to do it. Shout out to my spiritual father, Papa Coleman. God bless you, Papa. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for tuning in with us on today. All of my social media platforms, I did not get a chance to sit there and, read all the comments and different things that you guys have left, just please don't think that Dr. Kristle Shanell is ignoring you, okay? But it's a lot trying to do a show and trying to read comments as well, right? The most important piece is for you guys to be able to, hear the stories, hear the testimonies, get the assistance that you need, get the knowledge that you need so that you can, make a difference in your life, right? So, again, if you sent me a message and I did not respond, when we're on the live, please feel free to inbox me. Again, you could always call the show at 770-715-7949, and talk to me directly. I'll be more than happy to chit chat even more at that time. Okay, please make sure you go and visit the website again at www.thekristleshanellshow.com. Shout out also to Mr. Harry Govan for allowing the Kristle Shanell Show to be on their network at WJBS 1440 AM radio station, as well as 96.1 FM radio station. I'm so grateful. Stay tuned for more to come.
Yes.
And we are looking forward to having many, many more shows. If there's anyone, if you guys are interested in having your own show, feel free to reach out to Dr. Kristle Shanell. I'll be more than happy to assist in that area as well. So, do you want to close out with words of encouragement to the people?
Yeah, well, my words of encouragement is to stay positive.
Yeah.
Love yourself first, then love others. Because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love others.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it. And you guys, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the gifts. I seen you guys tapping the screen and all those things. However, I had to kind of stay focused today on the show, okay? But I hope that the show was a blessing to you in some form or fashion. Please feel free to share the broadcast. Someone may need it, okay? And let's make sure that we're continuing every day to focus on that mental wellness and self-care. Continue to be true to you. Okay, so we're going to close out now. And I have one of my favorite songs that I like to close the show out with on this evening. I hope it bless you real good. So jubilate, jubilate, jubilate on this day of my life. Stay of my life. Joy of our sing a new song, a shout of praise. It's good to you. It's giving me a back on. Dance to the Lord with me. Oh, jubilate, jubilate, jubilate on this day of our lives. God has made a way for me. Praise the Lamb. We go jubilate, jubilate, jubilate every day of our lives, of our lives. Sing a new song, a shout of praises. The Lord is good, He's good to you. Joy of our lives, sing a new song. Shout out praise. The Lord is good, He's good to you. Morning, it's good. Evening, it's good. When I lay down, it's good. When I rise up, it's good. Every day of my life, it's good to me. In the morning, it's good. In the evening, it's good. When I lay down, it's good. When I rise up, it's good. Every day of my life. That's it. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.